In today's other news, Wall Street roared back to life as fears of a U.S.-China trade war eased. Major indexes were up nearly 3% or more. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 669 points to close at 24,202. The Nasdaq rose nearly 228 points, and the S&P 500 jumped 70. In Russia, the death toll rose to 64 today in a fire in a Siberian shopping mall. Crews worked overnight to extinguish the fire in the city of Kemerovo, some 2,000 miles east of Moscow. Investigators say they found flagrant safety violations. They are asking why fire escapes were blocked and a movie theater was locked shut.
The investigators are working around the clock. Questioning of eyewitnesses and victims of what happened, including tenants and shop owners, is underway. The necessary documentation is being confiscated. Forensic examinations have been set up. 4 suspects have been detained and are being questioned.
Investigators have not yet determined what caused the fire. There is word that the United Arab Emirates may have steered money through a top Trump fundraiser to members of Congress. The Associated Press reports that Elliot Broidy received $2.5 million from an advisor to the UAE last April. Then he made donations pushing a bill to target Qatar, the UAE's main rival. Broidy denies violating the strict curbs on foreign political contributions. But he filed suit against Qatar and its lobbyists today, alleging they hacked his emails. In Yemen, Shiite Houthi rebels launched a new missile assault on Saudi Arabia overnight. The Saudis are backing Yemen's exiled government. Rebel video showing missiles being fired at Riyadh and other cities. One person was killed as missile fragments rained down. The Saudis said they intercepted the missiles, but other video showed the interceptors going off course. The former president of Spain's Catalonia region is being held in Germany for possible extradition to Spain. Carlos Puigdemont was detained yesterday. He held a Catalan drive for independence before the Spanish government seized direct control of the region last fall. Today, a German prosecutor said that Puigdemont could be jailed for weeks while courts consider his status.
Extradition procedure is the remit of the higher regional courts, and that is where this procedure will be dealt with. This does not mean that Mr. Puigdemont is going to be extradited. Now it will be investigated whether the extradition is lawful.
The Spanish Supreme Court has ruled that Puigdemont should be tried for rebellion and misusing public funds. Egyptians began casting ballots today in a 3-day election that President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is certain to win. State television aired video of el-Sisi voting at a girls' school in Cairo. His sole opponent, Mustafa Musa, also voted. El-Sisi has jailed thousands of Islamists and other opponents, and he has muzzled independent news media. Back in this country, Facebook now faces multiple investigations after a British firm allegedly used data from millions of Facebook users in the 2016 elections. The U.S. Federal Trade Commission confirmed today that it's looking into the matter. And 37 states and territories asked for information on when Facebook learned of the problem and what actions it took. New fallout today from the police killing of an unarmed black man in Sacramento, California. The grandmother of Stephon Clark, Sakita Thompson, said today that police need to use tasers or aim for arms or legs in order to avoid lethal wounds. Officers fired at Clark 20 times last week. They said that they thought he had a gun, but it turned out to be a cell phone. And the Kansas woman whose court case overturned school segregation in America has died in Topeka. Linda Brown was 9 years old when she was barred from attending a white public school. In 1954, in Brown versus Board of Education, the U.S. Supreme Court declared the separate but equal doctrine was unconstitutional. Linda Brown was 76 years old. Still to come on the NewsHour, relations with the U.S. and Russia reach a new low. Could lawsuits filed by Stormy Daniels and other women undermine President Trump? American farmers' hopes and fears when it comes to renegotiating NAFTA, and much more.